somewhere between who we were and who we're becoming. And the in-between is still sacred. Not each.
Okay, welcome to Messy But Thriving. Welcome back to the Messy But Thriving podcast, but it is sleepover edition, and whatever this vibe is.
Shauna and I don't know about you, but we've told a couple people that we're having sleepover, and they've not understood.
We are in our mid-20s.
This is
so we want to normalize that. Normalize sleepovers in your mid-20s.
Normalize girlhood.
Normalize
girl
wearing
vibe.
sunglasses at 11:30 p.m. indoors.
I have to sneeze.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I can't control it.
The topic today is when you're not who you used to be, but you're not yet who you're becoming fully.
Yeah. I just want to be so transparent that I am not who I am. This is real. This is not me.
Isn't it?
Okay.
Hey, this is Scruffy.
Welcome to the Messy But Thriving podcast. Who you used to be, but you're not really where you want to be.
Yeah, you're still in the process of becoming, but you're so detached from who you used to be.
Exactly.
Sorry, this has nothing to do with anything, but have you guys read Becoming?
No.
Michelle Obama?
No.
It's a really good book.
Really? Okay, I'll check it out.
Do you feel like it applies to that theme, our topic?
No.
Do you feel like you're detached? Do you feel like you're more detached from your past than ever before?
I'm not sure. When I think of how I'm becoming, I think of how, like, the expectations that I had for myself when I was younger, and how I, like, imagine myself being in a relationship and, like, on the way to being married, or,
Right.
like, having kids. Being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, like, be married by 28, this and that, and I'm, like, 25, and I'm, like, single, which is not a bad thing, but, like, it's not at all what I expected, and also, like, financially and, like, career-wise, and, like, my, like, living situation, it's not at all what I foresaw for myself when I was younger, but it's also, like, I guess when I was younger, I had just, like, rose-tinted lenses that I was like, oh yeah, everything's gonna be so great, it's gonna be like this, and this is what defines greatness, but in reality it's not.
So how do you feel about, like, with contradiction, like what you expect when you're younger versus reality?
I think I have a lot more grace and patience for myself now.
What? I need to double check
I don't know.
Like, I get
No. 369.
Look, going up.
Guys, we were literally having a dance party. Insert.
It is a girl sleepover, so
Wow.
ski.
Ski.
We're gonna get copyrighted.
Could I please edit this?
Yeah, can you please, Kyra?
Yeah.
You can have it.
Yeah,
But
you
someone
have
else
it.
edit the Spotify. I don't like when that.
No, it's the same.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what was I saying?
You were saying all skeet skeet, motherfucker. All skeet skeet, goddamn.
Would you like me to clarify?
369. Okay, no, before I...
Life isn't what you expected, and it's different.
And you have a lot more grace for yourself now that
Yeah,
you're older.
that's what I was
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, I feel I feel the same in a way. Like, this is not where I expected to be, but at the same
Clearly.
time, I feel
Like, the amount of times I've said tonight, how did we get
And
here?
I
I'm
couldn't tell you.
so fulfilled.
Yeah.
Deeply within my
Yes.
core, I'm fulfilled. Like, I love my life.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like I'm in manifesting, it's always like the best case scenario, the best I can imagine, or better.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was telling you guys, like I was getting my hair done, and bless her heart, if you ever see this, I literally love you so much.
Okay. The duck.
Yeah, how about you, Shauna? Do you feel like you are detaching from your past? Do you feel like you're becoming like a new version of yourself? Where do you feel like you are?
Yeah, I wouldn't compare myself to a few years ago, even a year ago. I would compare myself to even just a few months ago. I feel like even in comparison then, I feel like I'm a totally new person.
When we started this podcast.
Yes, exactly. I think that's when the shift started happening for me. And at that time, I was in such a low spot mentally. I think I did talk about it on the podcast too, of like how much I cared about external validation, and it was so internal I didn't even realize it. And then just to start reinvesting deeply back into myself and to decenter other people's opinions and things like that. And then like when I was talking to you guys, and I also briefly mentioned, I feel like every week I'm like a new person in a way.
Yeah.
And just thinking about how I was a few months ago, all these like negative things happened to me, and I didn't really understand why at that time. But now in hindsight, I'm so grateful for that, all those events that happened, because now I completely changed.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously it's not like erratic, like 101, like 180, totally different person, like I can't recognize you, but it's just like something, it's more like gentle, like you said, like more grace. It's like I'm doing this for myself and living my fullest life, and I don't know, like you said, just really finding love in your day-to-day life and not getting that from external things too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the mundane small things, and just trying to be more present. I feel like that definitely shifted my mindset.
What do you feel like, I guess for both of you, like, how do you feel different from the past? Like, what parts of you specifically have, like, died that you are happy you let go of?
Ooh, I would say validation from others. But from a healthier point. Like, you still have to care to a certain extent just to be, like, a nice human being and respectful and to be empathetic. But for things that shouldn't really matter, just let that go. I feel like that has definitely changed me a lot. But always I'm still learning, still growing, still changing. What would you say?
I feel like the need to prove myself.
Oh, yes, I was just, like trying to explain everything and justify why you do the things you do, the way, like just your behaviors, your experiences, and just, I think we talked about this before, like a few hours ago. It's like, you don't have to explain. If that person doesn't accept you for who you are, they're not your person.
Yeah.
Relationship, friendships.
Yeah.
I find myself telling my friends that, even in small situations. Like, they'll be like, I want to buy this. And I'll be like, yeah, if you want to, like, do it. And they'll be like, because da-da-da-da, and da-da-da-da, and da-da-da. And I'm like, you don't have to explain yourself.
Right,
like,
just do it.
if it's something that makes you happy, go for it. You don't have to answer to anyone.
Yeah.
That's what my mom does all the time. Like, she will literally, like, what does this shirt look like? What does this outfit look like? I'm like, oh my god, just wear what you want to wear.
Yeah.
Like, why are you, like, so seeking approval so desperately? It's like, just like what do you feel the most confident in? Like, how do you, but it's hard to get out of that mindset.
Right.
Yeah. But what I find interesting,
And it's valid, too.
what I find interesting about myself is that in my day-to-day I don't really seek that out from other people. Like, if I want to post a video on my TikTok, I'm not like, oh, does this, like, is this cool? Do you think this is, like, do you think people will like this or whatever? I don't find myself doing that, but, like, I do it a lot internally. If I see other people doing things without me, I internalize it, and I'm like, they did that because they don't like me. And it's like, I don't seek it out, I don't ask for it, but I make assumptions based on other people's actions.
But I feel like that also has changed for you too, though, right, to a certain extent, because you're
Bless you.
Thank you. Like, with your whole, like, deactivating social media, or, like, not sharing locations, like, do you feel like that has helped you?
It's helped, but I don't know if that is, like, removing that mindset so much as, like, not giving me exposure to it, you know? So it's like, if I'm not seeing what other people are doing, then it's not triggering me, and I'm not drawing those conclusions. But, like, if I went back on Instagram today and saw it, I don't know how I would react, you know?
I feel like that's normal, though. I feel like that's the same with me. Like, because I know that's a weak point, per se, for myself. That's okay. Like, you know that. Just don't even access the trigger.
And we're still human at the end.
It's
like,
so normal.
Yeah, we're not going to be perfect.
Yeah, you can't be robot.
Yeah,
like,
we're not
robotic.
going to not have emotional reactions to things, especially when you care about people.
Yeah.
Like you said, like, just having grace with yourself, like,
Yeah.
and that shows that you care about them and you care about the friendship and you want to be involved. That's a very normal human thing.
Like, I feel like if I were to read down, I would think the same thing.
Yeah.
Why are you smiling?
I just knew that, like, 20 minutes ago we were, like, dancing with the lights off and everything.
Get to a girl that does both.
Yeah, I think it's what did I say? It's like a social survival need, even from prehistoric times, to need validation or acceptance from other people, because that's how we survived back then in groups.
Yeah.
So it's just so innate.
Our lives revolve around relationships.
Isn't that crazy? It's
Like,
so beautiful.
It's the most important thing in the world to me.
No, yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
like, hypothetically, relationships are the most important thing in our lives because everything involves connecting with other people. Like, literally everything. It's kind of insane.
I agree, if you think about it.
That's why communication is literally so important.
Yeah.
And so many people don't know how to do it.
I know. And they don't really teach us in school.
Unless you're a comms major. What even is communications?
So, where do you guys want to go then?
Ooh.
If
My
you're
favorite
not-
question.
Yeah, if you're not exactly where you... I mean, I feel like we'll never reach that point. Like, you always have to be content with the present moment. But that being said, like, where do you still want to aspire to?
I want to go where, like, my highest joy is. Like, I just want to do the things that make me happy, do the things that are of service or helpful to other people, and just feel like I'm doing something that's, like, making a positive impact in the world, and not overthink it. That's you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to, like, keep doing what feels right or it feels good. And yeah.
Bless you. Are you having allergies?
God, I think I am.
Are you allergic to dust? My room's dusty.
Are you dusty?
You probably
We'll have to
lifted
service
it all
again.
up with
Oh. Y'all get me some money, everybody. I do like, okay.
But, like, I don't know. I feel like then there's, like, a materialistic way, or, like, a not even material, but just, like, things that I want to achieve.
Yeah.
Like, I could always name, like, yeah, I'd like certain things, but I guess really, like, beneath all that, we're just searching for a feeling of, like, approval of ourselves, of our lives, and just feeling like we're enough for ourselves, and just being happy.
How about you, Allison? Is there something you aspire towards?
I feel like lately it's honestly been kind of hard to even envision things past like the next couple of months. Because of like depression and whatnot. And unfortunately, I feel like the solution for me a lot of times is to have the thought of like, I just wish I wasn't, like, I wish I didn't exist, which is really hard. Because I feel like it keeps me from like having goals and aspirations. Like, I feel like the past few months, all of my like goals have been very short term, because thinking long term, it's just really hard, because it just seems like there's so many things that are like in the present right now that are so hard to get through, that I don't want to have to get through all of it. So I think the biggest thing for me is I just don't want to have those thoughts anymore. Like, I just want to aspire to having like a clear mind and like being, I feel like I don't even want to say like being happy, like just being content.
Yeah.
Like mental peace.
Yeah, and like being able to control my subconscious so that I'm not having like such negative thoughts that are like so like overwhelming.
Yeah, peace. That's like, I feel like that's what everyone wants deep down.
Yeah, so I feel like happiness, so I'm not used to like chasing feelings, but at the same time, it's a little tricky because feelings are so finicky, they're so fleeting.
Yep.
And you could be aspiring for that, and then something external, like someone just says one small comment to you, like a stranger says something, and then your happiness can just be taken away.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's not even the feeling of happiness, it's just even clarity. Like a peace of mind is insane to even, like that is a privilege in a way.
Yeah, it is.
And not, because to have that, that means you don't have a lot of stressors in your life, and for majority of people that isn't realistic.
Yeah. Peace of mind,
Yeah.
healthcare, all of it is a privilege.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't think it's bad to not have long-term goals. I think when I was younger, it was really easy to have long-term goals because there's a blueprint of generally, okay, like you graduate from high school. If you want, you go to college or you find a job. If you want, you can graduate and get married. Like there's a blueprint for life in a way. But then the older you get, you realize even if you have an idea in your head, I feel like for me personally, everything I wanted in my life never worked out. And I was talking to a patient about this, she's like, oh, when you cling so desperately into what you want, life just kind of laughs in a way, like no, I'm gonna give you something totally different. But kind of back like Kyra was saying, if you just almost have no expectations, like still have some sort of goal, but hold it loosely, be open to other ideas or what that goal could look like, I feel like that could bring you a lot more contentment, enjoying your day-to-day. So I agree, I think it's okay to not have long-term goals. That's how I kind of am too. Like I generally just only know what I'm doing if maybe a few months, barely tomorrow, except for brunch for us. But because I feel the same way, there's so much going on in your day-to-day. Generally it is really hard to think about the next day.
Yeah.
Like some days it's just hard to even get through itself. So I think it's okay to have that mindset, and if anything I think that's just so normal and human.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like, all we really have is the present moment. So it's like, even if we do plan for the future, like, once the future happens, we're gonna be in the present moment there too.
Yeah.
And like, we're never gonna be in the future. We're always gonna be now.
Yeah, there's no guarantee that the future will bring you what you want.
And the future, it's an illusion. There's only this moment, like right now.
the only thing that can bring you true happiness.
Yeah. And I like what you were saying about, like chasing the feeling of happiness. Because, like you said, yeah, like, that's not realistic, truthfully. Like, you have to feel the full spectrum of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's like you said, having peace of mind even during that full spectrum of emotions, and still being able to, like, center and ground yourself even when you're feeling sad or angry or frustrated or anxious or fearful or happy. But just being able to, like, come back to yourself when you're centered.
Yeah, so even if you have those feelings, you can still feel centered in it.
And know that it's just an emotion, and, like, kind of not identifying with the emotion. Like, yes, I might feel sad, yes, I might feel angry, but I am not this feeling. Like, this feeling is not who I am, and this feeling is just something that who I am is experiencing right now, but it will pass. And, like, having that centering and that grounding.
How do you guys feel about almost embracing that negative feeling, so that when you do experience those glimpses of anything more positive than that, I can appreciate this even more because I know the other end of the spectrum. If that makes sense.
I feel like, honestly, like, I'm grateful for my negative emotions and feelings, because I feel like they keep you, like, connected to people, like, in a way, like, because being able to experience pain is what everyone's gonna experience pain at some point. So, like, if you've never experienced pain, or if everything's always just perfect, blissful, like, complete ease, you'll kind of lose touch, or you're not able to connect to your fellow human being.
Your fellow.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you kind of see that with, like, celebrities or influencers after a while, if they're just always in a certain bubble. I mean, even with people who are not celebrities, or, just whoever you surround yourself with, and if you're that's just your reality, then yeah, after a while you can get out of touch.
So I think I do that sometimes. Like, when my uncle, he'll call me, like, oh, I hear about this, the government, and I'm like, oh, because I don't watch the news, sorry. Like, it's just so negative, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
So,
you can get news on TikTok, honestly.
I get it from my Uncle Richard. He tells me everything I need to know.
Shout out Uncle Richard.
But it's hard for me to, like, connect sometimes, because I just, like, I'm not overcome by that fear of, like, what's gonna happen, because I'm just in my own world, in my own vibe. But, like, I guess there are times when you do kind of need to connect with that fear, connect with those lower emotions, not even lower, but those other emotions, so that you can connect with other people.
That's so interesting, because I feel like I'm really not grateful for my negative emotions, because they're so intense that it's debilitating. And I'm just like, I wish that I could never experience them ever again, If anything, I'm really grateful for my moments of happiness, because I feel like they come less often.
Yeah, I think either way, and, like, depending on what phase you are in life, because, like, it'll pass eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I claim it for you. And then, like, being able to connect back to this moment in time, or these emotions, will help you connect with someone else who's going through that in the future, who may be looking to you for advice or support.
Yeah.
Or even just you talking about it and people listening, knowing that they're just not alone. I feel that can be really validating. And just how, like, honest you are, because I feel like it's so easy to pretend, but to be vulnerable and to be open takes a lot of strength and courage too.
Yeah, I feel like I can only be honest with certain people.
Yeah.
Like, I can be honest with you guys, but, like...
Shout out.
Our reactions, shout out me.
Shout out Missy with Driving.
Yeah. So I do say that's something I really appreciate about you every time we do, like, anytime we talk or do this podcast. It's like, you're just so raw and honest and so real. And
I'm
then
really bad at lying. Like, I'm really, really bad at lying.
But even you opening up helps me open up, if that makes sense. So even like, you're already making an impact on someone, and I'm just
Mhm.
across from you. Imagine all the people you're impacting, you know, just through this.
Yeah, that's funny because I feel like you don't have trouble. We get in the car and you like push Shauna in a car and
Put me in the Kia, and I will.
She will tell you her life story.
Well, I think it's because when I think I did notice that when the first episode, just how honest both you guys were, it made me feel very comfortable, and that's why I open up to you. Because I will be honest, I don't tell a lot of people any like I literally like, I haven't told anyone this, and I like would tell you guys a story, but because you guys are so honest and made such a safe space, that's why I feel open. So I think it goes back to you.
And I think that's a part of like the process of healing in general is, like you said, we're all connected, like, and part of it is being able to like express and share that with people, like where you're at right now in your journey, how you're feeling right now in your journey.
Yeah,
And
like,
like,
there's no need to fake it.
Yeah, and that's how you heal in a way. It's because like we're Caitlin, if we go, you guys meet her, but anyway, she always says like, I remember I was telling her like, oh my god, something I hadn't told anyone for a while, and I was like, I just expressed it to her. She was like, Kyra, you're not supposed to go through these things alone. Like, you're not supposed to like go through that alone. Like, that's what people are for. That's what connections are for.
Yeah.
Obviously, choose wisely. Have discernment.
Yeah.
Don't tell the devil or like your biggest enemy. But like, yeah, we're supposed to heal together.
Yeah.
I also feel like that's kind of the point of the podcast.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Like, it would be such a disservice to ourselves for us to sit here and like put up this like persona and like this front of like
we're giving it to you
everything's
raw, guys.
fine.
Look at us right now.
everything. You know that meme? Everything's fine with the fire in the background.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not fine, and sometimes that's okay.
Yeah. That's real, and I feel like that's like a part of life that everyone has to go through at some point, you know? Pain.
Yeah, because I feel like at times when I felt so alone, I truly had no friends to open up to, I would go online
Me too.
to find people who are going through something similar.
Shout out the Wizard Liz.
Yeah. And it's therapeutic for us, but obviously with the intention of creating a community of like-minded individuals and just to uplift one another, and just maybe not even uplift, like just to know that someone else is going through it also, and like life isn't perfect.
Be there. Okay.
And it's so cheesy, but it's true. I know I feel like every every public figure says that, like, I'm doing this for other people. But yeah, in a way.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Remember people used to be like, Ben Trill?
Who? Ben?
Ben Trill? Like, is Ben Trill like too real or something?
I feel like
Ben Trill?
Wait, what?
I feel
Never
like I
mind.
probably used to say that.
You're like, what? I used to say
I'm like,
that.
what's that?
Did you used to shop at Zoomies too?
Is that an insult?
It's okay. I used to shop at Zoomies.
I was a Goodwill girly. I was a Goodwill Salvation Army girl.
I was a
down
Goodwill
bad.
girly too, but I also used to shop at Zoomies because I was obsessed with Obey propaganda.
My family is like, I feel like they have like how you were saying, like the Asian mindset, save, don't spend money,
yeah.
don't spend. They're like, no, you don't even know. Yeah, go to Goodwill. They've got that right there. We can get you a nice shirt right there.
Me and my friends, this is a sidebar, we can cut this out. And I actually posted a TikTok about Well, me and my friends went to Knott's Berry Farm when it's a amusement park, roller coasters and stuff. We found these guys who's, let's not cut this out because if they're watching this, I want them to hit me up. Their names were actually their names were Jeffrey and Brian. They were
Last name?
I don't know their last names.
Social Security?
Latino. And in whatever year in the 2010s sometime, they were wearing like Obey propaganda, Zoomies, and like Chicago Bulls hat, and like Diamond Supply Co., all of that stuff.
Detailed.
We were obsessed with them. We like literally fell in love with them, and we didn't, like, we could, like, we hung out with them all day, and then we could never find them ever again. And then after that, me and my friend, we, like, started wearing those clothes, too, because, like, I don't know, I guess
The influence.
you like, connect with, I don't know.
Try to energetically find them.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
honestly really wonder where they are. Anyways, that was a sidebar.
Jeffrey and Brian,
Where you at?
hit her up. Hit up my girl. So yeah, how do you guys...
Okay.
How are you guys, like, finding it, being in this space where you're, like, so far away from who you used to
Yeah.
be, but you're, like...
Nowhere where you want to be.
Yeah. What is it? How are you coping, balancing, processing?
I think it's a healthy... I mean, every day is different. Some days you spiral and think about it a lot, and some days like, I'm fine, I'm good. But I do think it's a healthy balance of generally being grateful of the small things and things that you do have. And then, but also having a mental list, or like even just writing it down of what you do want. Because, you know, I think it is good to have goals. I mean, we're a little bit older now, like financial goals, career goals, maybe like personal goals to hit, but also understanding that life kind of plays out in its own way. So it's kind of like loose goals. Like have an idea so you can continue to grow and generally be like a responsible adult. But also,
Aspirations.
yeah, but don't cling on it so tightly that when it doesn't come out the way that you want, that you think your whole life is spiraling and is a mess.
That's what you were saying earlier. What was it? Something about the snacks in Target? You were saying something, and then Shauna was like nonchalant, and you were like, no.
Oh, you can't put things up on a pedestal.
Yes, that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Or like people on a pedestal.
Or anything you want on a pedestal. It's not
Yeah.
above you.
Yeah.
Like, you're deserving of it. Duh.
Mhm.
It's fine. But another thing that I was thinking was like, oh, I forgot. Come on, brain, get it together. I forgot.
I will say, after I had a concussion, I get that a lot. The brain fog.
That's not good.
Yeah.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
I
symptom
don't
of.
think I've had that.
Yeah.
I had an MRI though. Everything's fine.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
I'm glad you're doing
You're
well.
like, what was I talking about again? But how do you guys balance? Okay, let me.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Engaging in like media that I can relate to, if that makes sense.
To help visualize it. To
Yeah,
what you want.
so,
That
like,
makes sense.
Or like even not even that,
Oh.
but like to comfort me in the fact like it's okay that I'm not there yet.
Mhm.
Like when I graduated high school in 2017, I was so depressed, and that's also when Flower Boy came out, and he was talking about like having all of these things and like still like feeling like lonely and depressed, and I was like, wait, that's like me too. And something about that was just like really helpful to know that like it's okay. Like my parents provided so many like great things for me, but I was like still really just like sad, and it was just really comforting for me to know that that feeling was valid.
Yeah.
And not to be that like golf wang Tyler the Creator stan, but on Chromacopia there's another song called I Hope You Find Yourself, and I love that song because it just resonate with it so much, because I really feel like I'm trying to find myself now.
You know what I love about the fact that we're doing this podcast is that like everyone gets to watch you blossom.
Stop.
Like everyone gets to watch you grow and like overcome and like find yourself, you know?
Stop.
And like you may be right now creating a map for someone else to follow.
The map. No, that's so good.
You know, so it's like for instance, I had a lot of like heartbreaks, whatever, and I remember one of my clients was kind of going through something that I used to go through, where he was like not valuing himself, and like the girls were always breaking it off for him, and he just like couldn't let go. He was so attached, and like I just started to like almost like preach, like it just started pouring out of me, like all the wisdom, everything that I've learned from my own experiences. Like it just like all started pouring out, and I was like, da da da, and you da da da. And if you never value yourself and you never da da da, you will continue to have that same relationship until you die. You will never like ever have this relationship that you're seeking until you learn to like, you know, I just like kept pouring out of me, and like after that all poured out of me, like it made sense in my head why nothing, like all those like failed relationships happened in my past. Like I was like, oh my god, I get it. Like it's for the wisdom I have now.
Exactly.
It's for the information that I now can help other people like through on their journey.
Yeah.
And I was in that moment, I was so grateful for every heartbreak.
Yeah.
So you never know who one day will come to you and ask, how do I stop this? And you're gonna be like, oh, I know that feeling.
That's one thing that's really cool about therapy, because obviously there's so much value in like higher education, but I find even in my therapy sessions that my therapist will say things like, what you're feeling is valid, and I've gone through this too. And it's like, that's what's amazing about like therapists, is they're able to recognize patterns in their own lives and apply that wisdom to help someone else.
Yeah, I feel like it's important to have someone who validates that emotion, because it's like when you're just feeling so down or so sad, like sometimes you just want to be seen, like in your sadness and accepted in that state.
You don't. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Not the jinx.
Because obviously it's easy to love yourself. It's easy to be loved when you're in like this highest self, happiest, wherever that looks for you. But to be accepted in your rawest form, which is the most human form, that's most people's reality, is a different type of love that you feel, and a different type of acceptance.
Yeah.
That you're really, truly not faking anything.
And people want to be seen in their hurt.
Yeah.
Too.
They do.
That's a part
it's a cry
of the
for,
healing.
Yeah, because sometimes people act out because it's quite literally a cry for help. Anyways, sometimes some of my patients now
it's
and like
a part
thinking
of
about that.
healing to be seen
Yeah.
in your hurt and still be loved and accepted. Like that heals people. But for someone like to deny or overlook your pain, that's whack. I have this this vision of me, this memory of me in like high school. I remember I used to be really depressed. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm not anymore, but I really used to be.
In high school?
In high school, a little bit in undergrad.
I feel like my whole life
A little bit
until now.
Yeah, like a little bit. Yeah, same. I feel like I finally like I can like say it like I'm not anymore. But like I just remember like laying on the ground in high school. Complete, just utter, just didn't want to be alive. Genuinely. And I like in the middle of class, I just laid on the ground and stared at the ceiling. And I just wanted someone to like, I don't know. I just was like, I remember I was talking to this girl and I was like, do you ever just want to die? Like, do you ever just not want to be alive? Or like, and then she was like, oh, what's wrong with you? I'll never forget that.
She thought it was trying to catch like the
in the middle of math class. In the middle of.
That's how bad I was though. And she was like, what'd she say? You need Jesus.
She's like, I'm trying to learn about this rhombus right here in this 45-degree angle.
So like, but in that moment, I didn't need that. You know, I needed like
someone to just
see
acknowledge
me.
it.
Yeah.
Just a little
validate.
bit. Yeah. Because in a way, it is a cry for help, just for someone to say something.
And there's nothing wrong with the cry for help.
Yeah.
I think that's, like, at the school, like with, I don't know if I'll leave this part in, but like at the school I work at, like, they're like, oh, he's just doing that for attention. He's just doing that for attention, like the kids. I'm like, okay, so let's see what he needs.
Yeah, it's
so,
like,
what
why?
the fuck? Like,
it's
why
like,
is that?
It's like, why?
Why are we punishing him for needing attention? He needs attention. He's a kid. Let's ask him what he needs. Let's validate him. Let's make sure he knows that he's seen and valued and heard. Like,
yeah.
but yeah. I Alright. Anything else?
How do you guys feel about societal pressure? Because as I was talking earlier, there's like the blueprint, like, hey, especially as women, like,
Yeah.
there's like a certain age you get married by if you want kids, and
25.
you should settle down. You're only beautiful for this many years. How does that play into your guys' future goals for yourself?
Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
I genuinely, when I tell you,
I knew it from the beginning. I know no one here cares.
Can I tell you, I genuinely believe that I will have every fucking thing I ever want. Mark my words. Clip this video. Play this at my wedding. Play this at my.
Yay!
I don't know what else I want to do. But play it at everything I succeed in. Like, play it at our million subscriber launch party. I'm living in fucking Delulu land. And if you think I'm gonna let societal pressure stop me from believing in myself, or make me doubt my self-worth, or make me think that I'm not successful, fuck you. Suck a dick and then eat it. And then choke on it and die. Cause, okay, let me stop. Let me stop.
Kick rocks with open-toed shoes.
Kick rocks, loser. Step on a Lego, bitch.
I actually step on a Lego.
It's painful.
You know, Nicki Minaj said, I must have about $1 million on me right now, and I'm not talking about that Lil Wayne record. Why does she eat down with that?
That's gonna be us.
Mm-hmm.
But we probably still will play a Millie.
Young
remix.
money millionaire.
I literally feel like
Nigerian hair.
Nigerian.
As long as it's not a Nigerian man.
Shout out to our first episode.
We're not Burna Boy. We're not Burna Boy.
How does it go?
We can make an exception.
How does it go?
Exceptions can be made.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, anyways. Back to your question.
Oh, I totally forgot. Yes.
Yeah, please answer, Queen.
I feel like...
Allison trying to save the audio.
No siento.
It's okay. I feel like, if anything, it's more pressure for myself. Like, I don't care. I don't care about anybody. Like, I genuinely do not care what anybody thinks. It's me. It's what I think about myself, and I feel like most of the time I don't think that highly of myself because I compare myself to everyone else. And that's where the pressure comes from. So it's like, it's all me.
Can I?
Yeah.
That's such a, like, I know it probably doesn't feel like it, but that's such a great place to start. Because all the power's in your hand. You know? Because if it was all everyone else, then, like, well, where would you be able to go from there?
Yeah. Even when, like, people say things, like my parents or, like, whatever, say things about me that feed into my insecurities, I feel like it's insecurities that are already existing, and then they, like, make a comment about it, and I'm like, okay, that's validating my insecurity. It doesn't originate from them. It originates from something inside of myself. So it's like everything's internalized, and that's everything that I need to deconstruct.
That's so powerful. Like, oh my god, I'm using your word.
Genuinely.
Like, genuinely. That's such a powerful place to be, because you are not giving anyone the power. You know, even if it's like you said, you still have destructing, there's still, like, work to do, but it's like, at least you're at a level where you have this self-awareness to know what the work is, and that there is inner work to do. Because I feel like so many people are in a place where they, like, constantly blame everything outside of themselves, and, like, I feel like you can't really progress if there's nothing you can do to make a difference, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like blaming everything that's outside of yourself is kind of like a cop-out, and it's like...
Not that these bitches don't be on some bullshit.
Huh?
Not that, like, people aren't sometimes shitty.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like you can control what you can control, you know? Like, what's in your hands is, like, in your hands. Like, you can control what you can control.
Yeah.
You can control.
But then, not to invalidate.
Yeah. Like, nothing,
The
like,
balance.
everything that's out of your control,
Yeah.
everybody else's actions, has nothing to do with you. And, like, if they're being a terrible person towards you, that's not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of them. That's what my old therapist told me, Alejandra.
And
I'm not
sometimes,
well.
and sometimes it's a reflection of like, oh wow, I'm allowing this kind of abuse in my life, like towards myself. Not that it's your fault that they're treating you that way, but it's like they're sometimes, depending on your situation. I know some people are in like toxic environments, but like if you have the ability to like distance yourself from someone who's being abusive towards you or being rude towards you, like at some point it's almost like self-abuse in a way to allow them to remain in your life.
I think I punish myself a lot.
Like mentally, like internally.
Yeah, I feel like if I start to feel a certain way because I like am spiraling and making assumptions about other people's actions, I'll be like, okay, I have to cancel all of my plans this weekend, even if it has nothing to do with that person, because I can't go out because everybody hates me, because nobody likes me. But it's really not that. It's me making assumptions about everybody else's actions and then punishing myself because I feel like I don't deserve to enjoy my life.
Dude, this is so real. And kind of like Sean was saying, like, you're being so vulnerable, and like, I am 100% sure there's so many people who feel that exact same way, or who are going through that exact same thing.
I'm a little bit more conscious now
A little more
because of the it's worn off.
Okay.
How about you, Shauna?
I feel it in a certain sense because I want it. Like I would love to be in a relationship. I would love to have kids and a family one day and to have a place to call home. But that being said, I am so far from that. It's kind of funny, you know? Like, I'm just like, at that point, like, this point, I'm like, it's just so silly, goofy. Like, I'm so far from that. Like, you can't take, like, it's just so far from me that you can't take it too seriously. And you just really have to enjoy and try your best to make the most of where you're at in life, even if it's not the best situation. And I think I'm getting to that phase, even though it's hard to trust that things will work out and things will come to you with a mix of like putting some effort, you know? Because I feel like I'm not completely like, I think you do have to put some sort of level of effort. Like if you want to attract a high quality person, you yourself have to have some things together.
Yeah.
If you want a family and you want to be a good parent, you have to do the inner work and like learn, you know, about raising kids and things like that. Like you have to, I feel like you do have to match what you want in life. You have to be of equal playing field, so it's not totally like I'm totally passive and everything's gonna come to me. So I feel like I'm always like in the in between, but that's just where I'm at right now.
It's interesting that you say that, like, I'm so far away from it. Like maybe, like, I don't know if you're referring specifically to, like, the relationship and the family and all of that stuff. But, and I feel like I've said that, and Kyra said that, and I'm just like, why do we say that? Like, we're so far away from that goal, or so far removed from it. And I'm like, is it us internalizing, us not feeling that we're worthy of it in the state that we are in now, in the place that we are in our lives now? Like, outside of just, like, time and, like, the time frame that it takes to build a relationship with another person. Like, we are completely deserving of it. So in that aspect, we're not far from it at all.
Yeah, I was that line stood out to me too. And I was thinking of some. I'm a little spiritual, y'all. I'm probably a little more spiritual than this too. A little but
Guys, wait, let me see. My therapist asked me this week. She said, "Are you spiritual or religious?" And I said, and she said, "Not the eye roll." I said, "I don't know." Anyways, continue.
I was just gonna say, like, it's also a matter of, like, not so much time, but alignment, because, like, the version of you, quote unquote, there's this idea that the version of you that has, there's parallel realities happening all at once, you know, everything I remember all at once. There's a version of you that's maybe a singer, or that's maybe in jail, or maybe that didn't graduate school.
The two options being a singer or jail is crazy.
Or the one who's, like, in that relationship, or you know, have those societal expectations, and it's not a matter of, like,
Training.
So that's something else that's
What
out
was
of
this
our
episode
control.
about?
but
We've not the
frequency, like
Oh,
on a
Who are
radio
you?
station.
No.
Yeah.
We've
asked this
my
who
fault
are
was, like,
Okay,
getting at
when
that
you're not who you
level.
were, but you're not who you want.
Yeah, so who are you?
Who are you?
Yeah. Who are you? Yeah.
Mind you guys,
It's
1 a.m.
Oh, is it still?
No, it's not.
It's
damn
totally
weird.
fine. Shout
I've
out.
never seen it.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who art thou?
Who are you?
A white man. I'm just kidding. Who are?
Who are you
I
and
guess-
who are you not?
Oh, I guess.
I'm with the FBI.
Hold on. Are you who? Isn't there?
Wait,
Are
who
you
you-
wanna be Barbie girl for
Are
your
you
pride?
Happy Pride.
Wait, it's almost. It'll be Pride by the time that we.
Don't be sad, be glad.
Isn't that like the trash can commercial? Anyways, who are you? Okay, I got it. Are you who you want to be? And if you're not, that's okay. But what are you doing?
Don't worry, it's just water.
Are you who you want to be?
Burning.
And if you're not, what are you doing to tell yourself that it's okay? And tell yourself that you should keep going.
Oh, another thing I do is if I don't get what I want, I just assume it's because I'm getting something better. Duh.
Oh yeah, that was something I had to learn.
Yeah.
So I didn't get him, so I'm getting
Something better.
a man who's already a doctor
Yes.
and has his own practice.
Yeah.
And he's gonna give me all his money.
Yeah.
And he's gonna tell me I can quit my job.
Yes. It's not rejection. Is redirection.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's something that did help me too. It's like
But it's
it
like the
didn't
one
work
door
out 'cause-
closes, another one opens.
Yeah, and like it makes me so happy to think like, wow, someone would treat me so much better, even though I thought that was
Yeah.
bad.
What if we go to brunch tomorrow and then we like find our husband?